No. Ugh. I hate car trouble. I hate car trouble. I'm used to it. It's not my first rodeo, but I still hate car trouble. So, I found myself on Beale Street in Memphis, Tennessee. Broke down on Beale Street. Sounds like a song to me. I might have to write a song about it. So anyway, pulled into Beale Street. Super excited to check out the blues clubs and all that, everything going on. Had never been to Memphis before, and had a great trip there, no problems. I took the Etta Mae II, which is right here, my big camper van, and had a great trip there. And so anyway, everything was going great, and we actually did another event first, and then we went to Beale Street. And I literally, when I turned onto Beale Street, I'm thinking this is great because it's not very crowded. Due to the COVID things, things are not as crowded, which is good in that respect. But there was actually a cop on the corner, and I found a parking spot up just above him, and I asked to make sure if it was okay to park there on the street, and he said sure. And so I pull into the parking space, and I pull in, and I realized I wasn't really far up enough, so I didn't want my back end to be sticking out on the corner with the cop right there. So I get back in the van to pull up into the parking space a little further to the vehicle in front of me, and when I hit the brakes, the pedal went all the way to the floor. So I had no brakes. Thank goodness it didn't happen on the highway, but still, nighttime on Beale Street in Memphis, Tennessee. So, let you know what happened from there after. Just stay tuned to Gal Gone Camping. The adventure continues. Never a dull moment, you guys. So come back. Okay, so of course I had AAA. I've had AAA for years, and so I got on the phone with them. Well, the first thing, unfortunately, the two cops that were there, that was very helpful. Let them know what was going on, and then I get on the phone with AAA, which that took longer than I have ever had to wait on AAA on a phone call. I was on there literally for almost 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. And it was hot and humid, down south. It was dark. It was nighttime. And so, like I said, I've had car trouble before. And in the big van, I've had trouble with the van. In places that I'm not familiar with. So it's not the first time this has happened, but it always, I guess each time something happens and you get through it okay and everything, it builds your confidence, and that's great, but it's still so aggravating. And you can't help but be a little apprehensive about it, because you never know about people, you never know. But I'm telling you, it was really, really good. Like I said, we had the cops there. That was great. There was a gentleman who passed by, my friend who was with me. He didn't come over, the gentleman didn't come over to us, but she asked him to come and take a look, because by that time we had the hood up, and didn't know if it was the fluid or if the brake line had busted or whatever. And so we were on the phone finding things out, and so he was very nice, and he stood around there with us for a while, and he, when it was obvious that we weren't going to get anything, this is after hours, so we weren't going to get anything done as far as anything to be fixed to the van that night. It had to be towed. So AAA came out and towed it to the nearest garage. And this gentleman, he offered to take us to the nearest motel or whatever if we need to ride. And he was really nice. I mean, I do think he was legit because he showed us his license. He had the cops come over and say, hey, I could run them down here, you know, here's my license if you, you know, so he was really adamant about, you know, he was okay. And he probably would have been, but we just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. You know, as much as you want to trust people, to get in the vehicle with somebody you don't know in a place like that, or anywhere really, is just not a good idea. So what we ended up doing is there was a motel just right up the street, a little ways from where the van was. And it was expensive. I mean, it's not a Hotel 6 in downtown Memphis on Beale Street. You're not going to find anything cheap. So we did have to shell out some bucks for that. That was unexpected. But it all turned out. You know, we stayed over. So we actually, you know, we were walking in Memphis, as the song says. So we did still enjoy the sights on Beale Street. I'm going to put some pictures up in a little bit. The only downside was, and I had called about some other things that we were going to be doing in the area, like Graceland. That was a big, the main star attraction of going to Memphis. And that was great. They were open on a smaller capacity, you know, letting smaller groups in. But I really did not think about calling about Beale Street. So all of the clubs and all that, we couldn't listen to any music. So all that was shut down. The eateries, some eateries were still open, and some shops and things like that, but no music clubs or anything. So I was really disappointed on that. So I hope to find myself back in Memphis at some point to do what I didn't get to do before, because I'm a big blues fan and I was really looking forward to that. So the initial plan was, in the very beginning, so my destination I had picked out, I was actually going to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. I have a really, really good friend down there, and I was going down there, but as the COVID cases started to spike again in that area, we decided that it wasn't a very good idea, you know, on these outer areas, beaches and bigger cities and some places like that where the numbers had started to spike. We try to stay away from that and go to maybe some less popular areas, or places where there wasn't, you know, wasn't any cases really going on too much. So, and we, you know, wear your masks and take all the precautions that you can. But I'm still, you know, I'm still going to travel as much as I can within, you know, as long as I'm being safe about it, you know. So anyway, so switched that plan and decided to go to Memphis, to Graceland. I've never been to Graceland. That was always the thing on my list to do. And so went to do that, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was great. I mean, I was always an Elvis fan, but you know, just to be there in the house and see it and know he lived there, and all the music and everything that came out of that house, and the family, and the area surrounding it. You know, we got to go on his plane and see his car collection, and there's so much there to see, all kinds of shops, and there's one whole actually it's huge room all about his military career, the time he was in the military, and so many pictures and oh my goodness, clothes and all kinds of memorabilia. It was just, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And so the smaller groups, you know, was a good thing. It wasn't crowded. So we just wore our masks, and it was an audio tour. So you had like a little iPad, and it took you from room to room, and it was self-guided, so you could go at your own pace, and that was really good. And you could hear what the narrator was saying about what each room was, you know, and things about Elvis and the family, and that was awesome. Took some great pictures. If you guys go to Galgone Camping Facebook page, you can see a lot of the pictures that I took there. They were really, really awesome. So I highly recommend it. Graceland, Memphis. So we stayed, well, that was the plan. The plan was then to stay at the Graceland RV park and campground, and which is within walking distance to Graceland. So that was fantastic. That was the plan for that. And we got to the campground and got set up and everything. We were able to enjoy it for a while because we came straight from, I left from home, came straight to Graceland, so we could get that tour in before they closed and everything. And we had plenty of time. And if you are in the park, if you're in the Graceland Park after closing, you're in there after their closing hours, which is at 5. If your tour started like at 3, and then you know, pretty much as long as you want to hang around within reasonable time after they close, they're good with that. Everybody was great, really friendly there. And we basically, I felt like we kind of had it to ourselves. It was really awesome. There's a shuttle bus that runs to the from where you pull into the main gates to the house, and then also to the other section where the plane is and all that. So it's absolutely worth it. Tickets were like, I think, around $69 for an adult ticket. So absolutely well worth it. I'm so glad I got to do that. It was great. So I highly suggest that. And like I said, that if you want to camp, the RV park and campground's right there. So it's very convenient. So parked there, got set up there to just rest and relax a while before we went to Beale Street. So headed on down to Beale Street, and then we had the issue with the brakes, and ended up having to stay at a motel that night right on Beale Street. So I had a couple camping chairs and a couple other things, some lights and things there at the campground. So I had to call the campground, let them know what happened. But they didn't charge us. They didn't charge us for that night, you know, because we didn't end up being able to stay the whole night. So really great folks there. Graceland RV Park and Campground. Another great place. So ended up, you know, finally getting a good night's sleep at the hotel that we stayed in right up the street. I think it was a Hampton, like I said, on the pricey side, but you know, what do you expect in downtown Memphis? So the next morning we called the garage, and it was Winchester Road alignment. Winchester Road alignment. I think I'm going to put that up here on the screen, but I'm telling you, those folks were phenomenal. They got us fixed and on the road. It took a while. I mean, you know, because they had other people too, but I want to give a big shout out to them. A big shout out to Winchester Tire and Alignment, Memphis, Tennessee, and to Adrian, who was the manager there, and Mark, who came to, actually, he gave us a ride to come to get us. He let us know when the van was done, and he came out. We hung out at the hotel, you know, just relaxed. So that was kind of nice. But he came to get us and took us over to the garage, and we were on our way. It turns out it was a brake line that had busted. So made it back home safely. It was great. And so, you know, Memphis and that area is known for barbecue. So we absolutely wanted to try out some Memphis barbecue. And we asked them where the best, that's another thing, you guys always ask the locals where the best place to eat is, because they know. And, of course, there's several barbecue places all around the area, but they highly suggested Memphis Barbecue Company, which was actually just across the bridge in Horn Lake, I think, Mississippi. So we went there, and that was tremendous. I'll have some pictures on that, and the food was incredible. Best brisket ever at Memphis Barbecue Company in Horn Lake, Mississippi. You got to try it. I'm telling you, it's the best brisket ever. But they had all kinds of things. Great food. So we ate there before heading home. The trip was cut short. My initial plan, the initial route, was to go to Graceland, do the tour, camp at the Graceland RV Park and Campground, go to Beale Street that night, you know, check out the everything in the area, the food and all that. And then we were going to cut across, I think the route going across Mississippi there, I have to check it. I forget what the number is. I want to say 27, 28, or 120. I don't know. I'll put it up on the screen. But we're going to cut directly across Mississippi to Tupelo, and see where Elvis was born. That his birthplace there, his house that he was born in is there. And they have several other really cool things in that area, so we're going to check that out. And then cut up through the corner of Alabama and go to some really neat nature things there. They have some canyons there. Actually, it's there's the tallest rock in Alabama's in that area. And they have a place there, oh my gosh, Dismal Canyon, Dismal Canyon, I think it is. I'll put the correct names on the screen here. But they are known for this little insect. It's called a dismalite, and there's like only 2 or 3 places in the world that it resides, and it glows in the dark. And they actually do nighttime tours where you can take, and they will take you through, and you can see all of the little insects glowing. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we're gonna do some things like that, and cut up the corner of Alabama up through there. Stay up in Muscle Shoals at a Harvest Toast location. I've talked to y'all about Harvest Toast before and how awesome they are. Another big plug for Harvest Toast. But anyway, that was cut short. So I am going to go back. I'm going to go back at some point, maybe come in from the other end and finish that trip from the other direction. So what we did, we left Mississippi, left Mississippi back up through, come back the way we come down to Memphis, and went back up and came through Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, which, if I have any country music fans out there, traditional country music fans, you guys know that is where Loretta Lynn lives and where the Loretta Lynn Ranch is. I've been past there several times, but I never did stop. So we stopped, and that was really neat. Beautiful place. There was actually a horse show going on there. I think it was like wagon races, chuck wagon races. That's what they were doing. And so there was tons of people there for that. But there you can see the old mill, and it's beautiful there. I'll put some pictures up on that. So I got to visit that and walk around, and the house, the plantation house that Loretta and her husband Doo built, it's there. It's open for tours. They say it's haunted. There's actually a documentary on that about the haunted plantation home of Loretta Lynn. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm looking forward to looking it up now that I've been there. And actually, Loretta lives right behind that home. She doesn't live in that house anymore because it's just open for tours, but she lives directly behind it in a house. So that was neat to see. Really neat place. And Loretta Lynn's Kitchen, the restaurant. It's just right up from, well, when you turn into where you're going, the road that takes you down to the ranch, you'll come to the kitchen first. It's right off the highway, which is 40. Is that 40? Yeah. So wonderful food. We had breakfast there. It was tremendous. So I highly recommend that. So there, the point is, you have a plan. I always like to research and have a plan, a general plan of what I'm going to do. But when plans change or something happens or whatever, don't let it ruin your trip. We still had a wonderful time. And, so that's why I said, we rock and rolled with the flow, with Elvis. So it was fantastic. It's cut a little bit short, but still had a great time, and, some lessons learned. Yeah, I took the Etta Mae. The Etta Mae II is getting old, you guys, but I had it checked out. I had her all checked out before we went, and there were some issues, but I thought that they could wait until I got back, and that was a mistake on my part. I should have went ahead and got them taken care of, but there were several, I wanted to try to get this trip in, and but it turns out, I thank the Lord the brake situation wasn't on the highway. It was on just a street. I mean, it couldn't happen at a better place. If it had to happen, it was great that it happened just right on that street, and there was cops there. So it was great. Things happen. They're always going to happen. It could have happened with a new vehicle. So what are you going to do? Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Another adventure with Gal Gone Camping. And, don't think you have to stick to the plan. I mean, have a plan. It's always good to have a plan, but, just roll with it, rock and roll with it, when things, don't go as planned, and don't let it ruin your trip. Alrighty, you guys, be sure and subscribe to the channel. Y'all Gone Camping YouTube channel right here. Subscribe, like, and share. Comment if you want to. I love to hear from you guys. Also, go on over to the galgoncamping.com blog and subscribe there. I have different posts coming out from time to time. And be sure to follow along on this on the Gal Gone Camping Facebook page and Instagram as well. Like and share, and I'm trying to get the word out there. You know, adventure, that's what it's all about. We got to live, and y'all take care. Like I always say, don't wait to live. I know we got a situation with the COVID crisis, and you know, we got to be safe. You know, do everything you do. If you do get out, you know, be sure to follow the guidelines and stay safe. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and don't wait to live. See you down the road.